So tell us about Dispatch Labs, what you guys are up to.
So Dispatch is a protocol. Dispatch Labs is a company building Dispatch. And Dispatch is meant to be a new home for a next generation of DApps. And is not so much looking at competing with crypto companies as it is looking at competing with AWS or Google Cloud or something like that. So Dispatch has two primary elements, a blockchain component and an off-chain data storage component, both of which are distributed. The blockchain component uses a novel consensus algorithm called delegated asynchronous proof of stake. This was invented by Zane Witherspoon, who's our tech guru, 22-year-old brilliant CTO. And DAPOS basically takes the learnings of a gossip layer from like a DAG protocol and layers that into a DPoS style architecture. So we remove blocks from the system, which means we're super, super fast. It also allowed us to completely remove transaction fees of any kind, so zero transaction fees. And then that sort of governance and transactions are managed on a blockchain network. It connects to something called the Dispatch Artifact Network, which is a distributed data storage network, which takes sort of learnings from IPFS and other systems, but figures out a way to make it scalable and sustainable for the long term. It's also backwards compatible with Ethereum and provides porting tools. So short term, it's a new home for DApps that need the scalability and the low cost. Longer term, what we hope is that Dispatch can provide a fundamental shift in the way that sort of wealth gap economics work in a strange way. So like, right now, you're familiar with Netflix. So you pay Netflix $10 a month, right? $15 a month. And then Netflix takes that money, provides you a service, and then they pay that money to AWS or Google Cloud or Azure or something like that in order to store that information. Netflix could build on Dispatch because we can do both the data and the speed. In the case of what we hope the network gets to, the data will be distributed among many people. So you could have an extra hard drive in your house or buy a box off Amazon or something and plug it in and set it up as a dispatch node and suddenly be in a scenario where you're still paying Netflix in US dollars or Canadian dollars or whatever it is to get the service that you love. And instead of Netflix taking that money and then passing it off to Google or Amazon or someone who has a couple $2 billion, you would be earning a little bit of revenue for them storing the data with you locally.
So this is really kind of the forefront of the whole new Web3 kind of model, right, going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think that blockchain has a lot of hurdles to overcome for mass adoption. And some of those are Web 2.0 problems. Some of them are not Web 3.0, maybe they're blockchain 4.0, like wallets are impossible to manage. If you wanted to convince Netflix to switch to something that used wallets and private key management and whatnot, this would be impossible, basically. So while I think that we will come up with solutions for that, I think there's a lot of cool programs and protocols working on that. We need to provide both a backend that's easy to build on and familiar. Because I think Linux is a better OS than Microsoft, but Microsoft won, straight up, or iOS or whatever, because they had marketing and developer community and support and friendly interfaces and easy to use. So one side is just making it easy to use and easy to build on. The other side is enabling businesses to take traditional business models and succeed with those traditional models while gaining the benefits of blockchain. So I have a system where you pay for it in whatever currency you're comfortable with, and you never have to worry about a token, but you get that immutability, that security, that visibility of the blockchain system.
And what stage are you guys at with the project, and how's the roadmap looking?
So this is super exciting, actually. We're looking at launching our mainnet in about 2.5 months. Wow. So in October of this year. There's already about a dozen projects building on Dispatch, so that's very exciting. Some really great projects. We have an incubator accelerator out of San Francisco called the Bureau that also helps projects to build and enterprises to transition. The mobile wallet just went live. If you search Dispatch Labs in the Apple Store, you'll find the mobile wallet right now. I'm happy to send you some test tokens. And yeah, there's a little bit of pre-sale left. We've raised about 70% of our funding so far, so we're sitting pretty good there. And yeah, we've raised about 12.5, and hard cap on the project is about 19. But what's exciting on the sort of crypto economic side is that the liquid market supply at launch will be about $5 or $6 million.
Wow.
So this is definitely a major scale project that could change the world and could be, someday $1 trillion platform, who knows? But for the moment, we want to launch it responsibly with a real product and a native token that you can build on right away. And the problem I have fundamentally with the ERC system, and I think ERC20 was the killer app so far. I think Ethereum's great. Joe Lubin's a really good guy. Like, I like that team. They've done incredible things for the space. They've also enabled a mechanism where you can raise money without having built anything or having a product. So Dispatch's foundation is, we're open source, the code works right now. We've seen 107,000 transactions a second on our testnet.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, realistically, when we launch, I think we'll see something in the tens of thousands. That's like optimal conditions on AWS nodes without smart contracts enabled and whatnot. But we should be faster than almost anything else out there out the gate. And our scalability is not our win. The combination and ease of building on the network is the win.
And how do people find you guys, get involved in the community?
Dispatchlabs.io is our site. T.me/dispatchlabs is our Telegram channel. GitHub has all of our code, the test networks, all the details for that are on Medium. You can search for Dispatch on the App Store, and you'll see the Dispatch Labs mobile wallet. And get involved in the community. And feedback from that community has been so critical to how we've developed this project and how it's evolved. And there's still always room for us to grow and improve. So we'd love to hear from people.
In terms of devs wanting to start building, what do they actually develop? What tools do you have available for them? What do they have to code in?
Great question. So Dispatch is completely backwards compatible with Ethereum and adds new tools. So anyone who knows how to build on Ethereum or has already built something on Ethereum already knows how to build on Dispatch. We also have a huge ecosystem reserve. 10% of our total tokens is for the purpose of giving for free to developers. So if you're interested in doing that, please get in our Telegram, talk to us. We'd be really happy to chat with you about that. And we're also, in 6 or 8 months, we'll be building a Dispatch University and online tools and porting tools and the whole bucket.
Fantastic. Man, great talking to you, Ivan.
Likewise, thank you so much, and hopefully you get some sleep after this thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Cheers. Take it easy, mate.